video, we're gonna pull up the floor and take a look at the frame, do some rust removal, and add some supports. So let's get right into it. Oh boy, I think all these are stripped. Oh man, different sizes.
Yeah, I need a different size. There's only one.
This is gonna be fun. Alright, so already we're into some fun here. We got different size screws. What is it? T30 and T what else? T25. And a lot of them are rusted out. Can't get them, they're stripping. So we're in it now. We're just gonna have to cut some of these out and get it all up. Yeah, found pretty much what was expected, which was a whole bunch of rusty metal. They got this aluminum panel here is not even, you can see light through there. I mean, straight to the ground. You can see straight to the ground right in there. So of course you're gonna get whatever water's on the road, whatever dirt and everything. You can see the dirt that's been blasted up through there. Some pretty severe rusting here. We'll see even more once we grind all this off, which is we're gonna do tomorrow, and get all this, remove all the rust that we can. Another thing is some of these rails. Not sure, let's see if we can get you down here where you can see it. Some of these rails are really sagging. There's a bit of an optical illusion because the torsion axle has got an arch to it, and that's intentional by design. But these guys, look at that. Yeah, very loose. So we're gonna clean up all this rust, get it all removed, scrape off all the goop and everything else, and dissolve as much of the rust as possible. And we're going to spray it all with Rust-Oleum. Yeah, we'll check back in once we get all this rust removed and get the Rust-Oleum on there. Until then, we'll see you later.
They can't expect to get back what you don't give. I've called in all my cavalry. Now I'm killing them to live. And I won't be calling home for quite some time. The telephone bears nothing now but silence on the line.
This is the big old hole that we got on this side. And looks like it's about the end of it there. Let's see, it still looks a little soft here. Not sure how I'm gonna fix that. Let's go over here to the other side and see what that looks like. This side actually looks like it might be better. That's crazy. You can see the seam in the steel where they join it together when they make this tubes box steel or whatever. It starts out as a flat sheet and then they roll it then into this square, and then it gets welded together. But yeah, you can see where it's actually coming apart at the seam. It's kind of crazy.
Oh God. God. This is a lot worse than we thought. There though.
Alright, well, dig at that. Oh boy. Look at that. Lovely. Oh, you make thermite with this, right? I think we can make thermite with this. Blow this whole trailer up and collect the insurance money. Yeah, that's nice. Very good. So we spent a few hours this morning grinding all this rust off, trying to clean everything up. And definitely found some nastiness. What you just saw over there was the worst of it. And we're gonna wash it all, pressure wash everything, treat it with rust dissolver, wash it again, dry it, paint it, all before the day's over. So gotta get back to work here. Okay, so we just pressure washed all the loose rust off after grinding everything all day. Not a fun job. And now we got the Rust-Oleum gel rust dissolver. Not sponsored. Not even sure if this stuff's gonna work as usual, but we're covering all the rusty spots with it, and says to let it sit for about 30 minutes. For heavy rust, you might need to do it more than once, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. You're supposed to wet everything down before using it.
It breaks the surface tension of the metal. We paid $6,000 for your trailer.
Yeah, so it seems that way, huh? A lot of work to get this thing. I don't know. You gotta pick and choose your battles. We're taking care of a lot more rust than I think a lot of people would. But we're also trusting our entire tools, everything we own really with this trailer, so we want to make sure it doesn't fall apart on us. Yeah, we're just gonna spray this stuff on here, let it sit for 30 minutes, rinse it off, maybe do it again, see how much it dissolves this stuff, and might even brush it in or something. This is day 2 of rust removal. Yesterday we ground down all the rust with a wire wheel and flap disc, so on and so forth. It's a lot of rust in here, and we used a rust dissolver, power washed everything first, and then squirted on a rust dissolver and kind of brushed it in, let it sit for a while, and it did a pretty good job of removing a lot of the rust. We're gonna do a second round, maybe even a third round, because there's still some more rust, and we want to get rid of as much of it as we can. So this is what we got right now. I'm gonna go ahead and power wash everything once again, because the rust dissolver needs a wet surface for it to work on. And then we're gonna do another coat. This time we're gonna paint it on instead of spraying it on. I think it'll work better that way. But as you can see, it got rid of a lot of the rust. So we're gonna try to get rid of the rest of this stuff and get this project moving along.
Give me all the harm that I have done. The last it was to none but me, your own prodigal son. And I cannot chase his ball for all my life. I've seen my bridges burning, now I'm swimming in a trembling light. Ooh.
talking about with these cross members or rails or whatever, they have this big gap in here. I could stick my whole pinky through there. So what I did is I got these 2" by 2" square tubing. They're 1/8 inch thick. I was gonna do 3/16, but I just didn't want to add all the weight to the trailer. And I bolted them through this rail. I got these back, this one here and this one here done, and I'm gonna do this one now. There's still a bit of a bow in the ones that I've already done. I'm hoping that adding this one will help get some of that out. Yeah, it's definitely helping quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this one, and we'll see how much bow we have left. Alright, now you can see that it's straighter, a little bit straighter. Let's see what we got here. So it's less, maybe about 1/4 inch now. But it is definitely significantly better. I'm not going to do it to all of them, just the 3 that were the worst. As good as it's going to get, I guess. I'm going to try to bend some of these back with a jack, maybe. I might try that. Try to get them bent in the opposite direction so they have some spring over time, but don't want to go too far because, I mean, it's an old trailer. I need to cut some of these holes out and weld new stuff. It's a lot of stuff to do. So I'm not trying to go too far. I just want to be able to use it without it breaking on me and make it a little bit better. So that's that. All right, we got this whole frame all painted up and got as much of the rust as we wanted to removed to put in these supports. So we're finally ready to start putting the decking down. We put some paint on the bottom side of all these panels to just add an extra layer of protection. The color was not our choice. It's just some spare paint that we didn't care about. So we're gonna silicone down all the sheets and in a hopes to prevent water from coming down. Great, that seal too, so that we don't want any of that water that gets in the frame coming up on the floor.
Oh, I left that for you because you gotta do something too.
Oh my God. Let's try to get as close to where it needs to go as possible so we're not smearing goop everywhere. Oh! Alright, get down here.
Oh.
Alright, now how are we gonna get where's the piece here? I don't remember what that piece was. What piece? Just right here?
Yeah.
The telephone bears nothing now but silence on the line. Yeah. I didn't mean to lie, but the promissory notes get lost in the mail sometimes. I've been running on fumes a good while. I've really done it now. I'm broken down and there ain't a living soul around for mine.
So it's been a while since we did any work on this trailer. Last thing we did was finish up this floor. We kind of had to do it in a hurry so we could use the trailer for a job. So I just want to show y'all everything that we did to the floor and what's next with the trailer. So let's take a look. As you can see, we ended up painting the floor. We just used this blue color that we had left over. We got these brackets back in there and everything. They're actually starting to rust a little bit because we haven't treated them with anything. But we used vinegar. We just soaked them in vinegar and it removed the rust really well. Ignore the temporary electrical here. So yeah, this thing works fine. We've used it for a couple jobs already. The floor is holding up nice. Everything seems to be fine with what we did. It's a bit of a mess now. I was doing some wood burning projects in here earlier today. But you know, this video is about the floor. So we got the floor in. We did all this work under here. Let's get you under here. We did all this work under here. We got the frame treated and we put in those supports and it looks good and it works well. Brought these original supports up a bit with the new supports. So it's all good enough. Good enough for what we want to do with it. What's not good enough is this stuff right here. We cleaned all that out, got all the loose metal, all the soft metal out of there. And we have this gaping hole here. We actually have it on both sides. Unfortunately. So that's pretty much can't sell the trailer like that. And I definitely don't really want to use it like that for too long. So we're gonna have to cut that out and weld in some new pieces there. But that's not gonna be in this video. Yeah, in the next videos we gotta finish the wiring, put some lights in here. Might add some like 1/2-inch plywood on the sides here so that we can have a little bit more strength in these walls, because the wall essentially is coming down here on that soft spot. So we're also not going to load anything heavy into the back of the trailer here. But yeah, I mean, I got some new LED lights all the way around. They all work now. I upgraded the electrical over here at the front. Got a new box here. Did some new wiring. Got a new plug. Got all that going and working, so that's good. Got a new battery we're gonna install there. So I think in the next video I'll kind of just go over some of that stuff, and also what's exciting is, you may have seen that in here, is we got these cabinets for free. They were being thrown away at a job that we were doing, and so we got some nice cabinets here. There's a lower one here with like a workbench top. There's this upper one here that's or full height cabinet here that's you know, they're all metal, so they're relatively light and relatively strong. Then we got like a little upper cabinet down there, if you can see that. But oh yeah, so all that in a future video, and gonna keep moving on this thing. But yeah, I think the worst has been done. So we'll see you in the next video.
I don't know how to get out of what I'm in. I've seen your lanterns fading, now they're gone upon the wind. And I don't know how to get back from where I've been. My weary heart is sinking fast, and there's no more wine to soothe it.